So, welcome back again. Yeah, this was supposed to be the finals heavies guide. It's not gonna be because the next few topics are gonna be a bit bigger, and I want to change what I do with this series. The next one, or well, this one, sorry, is gonna be more of a showcase because you're probably a bit bored of using the M60, the Charge and Slam, Barricade, and Goo Grenade by now. But what's next? Well, I want to try show you a build that I like to call the tank build. It consists of Dome Shield, Barricade, the Mesh Shield, and normally the M60 I use it with, but it can be used with the Lewis gun if you prefer longer ranges, or the SA-1216 if you prefer closer ranges. Let's get right into it. So, first off, I want to show you a game of me actually utilising this build with obviously the M60, my weapon of choice. Now, by far, this build might not be meta, but it is fun and it's okay for most applicable applications, unless you're going to high-end ranked. But here, we load him, instantly start going forward to the first vault, which is a good idea normally. This is the second round of the match, we just won the first. I'm a bit of an idiot and accidentally walked into a wall and then my controller had a seizure. I love my controller. But the main point of this game is I was going to show you how to utilise the tank build in like a good way. One, I should have been up my team there because the tank build is perfect at, although last time I said heavy doesn't have to always be a front line, the tank build thrives in the front line. You'll see here I instantly throw an RPG down and instantly in front of my team doing damage. Now, what's another big thing about the tank build? Well, it's offensively defensive. As you see, I throw a dome shield down here, and that's that entire weight blocked. You can shoot through the dome shield. The enemies can't shoot through it, but you can shoot through it. So obviously, it's a very good offensive position. If you throw it on an enemy, they can't shoot out of it. They are basically just a bunch of free shots on it before they destroy the dome shield. Here you see me go for a revive and push a bit too hard. Probably best you don't push as far as I did. It'll get you killed. Like I said, front line's good. Too front line, too aggressive is bad. You'll see my teammates are both mediums, but neither of them are using the healing beam, so I'm not getting a lot of sustain in the battle. That's not their fault, in fairness. I probably should have played a lot safer. If you rely on a healing beam too much, you will die, because sometimes your team just won't have them. Here I spawn in to prevent a team wipe, as my team's actually going really low. And I run forward, and as you'll notice, I carefully try position and play awfully around my team here, but I do go back, place a barricade, because normally people obviously can't see through the barricade, so sometimes it'll be just enough time for them not to notice you. You get a revive and you get a kill, or you help your teammate get a kill, you push forward and you get a res on a teammate like I'm doing here. This is a really weird predicament because very rarely will a cash out be moving. Well, it's not very rarely, but it's a lot rarer than a stationary cash out. You can see, I'm lucky that my teammate was actually quite supportive with the zipline, so I could come on, we should both shoot the only enemy here and steal the cash out. As a heavy, this is a small thing that applies to all the heavies, not just the tank build. The cash out is all normally really good to steal for yourself because you have the highest health in the game. So obviously you throw down a dome shield and normally steal it. The dome shield's been nerfed though, so if you do have a teammate that you're really coordinated with, you can throw it down midway through the cash out to prevent people from shooting them. Here I had a bit of a bug with the barricade, which only really happens on moving cash outs while your internet is a bit weird. That's just a little fact for you. Here was a ballsy move jumping over to the next. Teammate died for it, but I was very lucky that I didn't. So, we keep going forward to the next vault. We got a nice cash out. Perfect display of how the tank build is actually really good at what it does. So, the vault is being taken already. We lost on 1,000, well, let's just go gold. And we obviously have to pull back a bit, because if we run in, normally more often than not we'll die. There's a sniper on the enemy team, which, as I said in the very second video, is a counter to the heavy in my opinion. I hate snipers, but in this predicament he's put himself in an awful spot, resulting in his mate's death And then, luckily for me, his death. So that's an entire team wipe, that's their gold gone, and that's us getting the cash out. Really good show of how the tank build can play. Obviously, I'm not using the tank build to its fullest potential. I'm mostly making smaller builds for the first few videos, due to the fact that obviously this is geared towards new players. So you'll only be able to purchase maybe 1 or 2 things every few matches. So you'll only have Mesh Shield and Dome Shield more than likely. So, here you go, and I get shot at. First thing I do is run off. You've got the cash out, you should probably keep it safe. Helps them not get a team, and keep in mind if you throw it, you get 30% of what's in that vault. One of my teammates dies, but the other, as far as I remember, clutches up and actually gets the res. I get shot at here, I pull back, and I get killed due to the fact that I'm on my own. I pushed too far without them. I should have stayed on top of the building, and I should have stayed a bit safer. Here you'll see my team fighting. They're fighting a fight that wasn't really needed. Obviously, none of us can communicate, so none of us really knew what each other was doing, which is another big reason why this series that's kind of dedicated to solo players is going to be a bit weird. But nonetheless, here, the cash out's moving again, so I've got to have a bit of a pain getting to it, because I'm heavy, I'm slow, I can't exactly jump on it as easy. Lucky for me though, I had a really good jump in here with a bunch of base damage and get a kill, and I get to get on the cash out, throw a dome shield down, and I get the cash out. Oh. Remember, don't stick too long on the cash outs, that'll happen to you. A sledgehammer hurts every class, not just lights, unfortunately. Lights are punished the most by it, but so are heavies, and even mediums are punished by it. It's a very powerful tool. That's why staying at, honestly, close range is dangerous with every class if they've got a melee weapon. Obviously, there's a melee weapon, but every class, since every class has one, you should probably stay at like medium to close range, or if you have a gun that can actually afford to, long range. The heavy doesn't have many of those, but the Lewis gun's a good substitution for the M60 if you do want to do that. So, you'll notice that when we're defending the cash out, my team throws goo down, and you'll see an APS turret there that destroys objects. So, doing that, I place down a dome shield, since I see an enemy team's dome shield, and I see a barricade I placed. So obviously, we're fairly defended here, until, obviously, they jump on. But luckily, if you put enough pressure, they really can't have an opportunity to jump on. As you see here, I am just gunning down. I run forward. Shouldn't have ran forward into them, but I lowered them both enough for my team to clean up, which, as I've kind of made a clear thing, I prefer having it. So even if I die, even if I make a ballsy play and die, at least there's not as much risk versus reward. Obviously I die doing it, but we get a kill, and obviously that means their team is down for a while, which is a really good thing. Because the main thing about this game is objectives, as I've said. So 3 kills are great, 1,500 cash, great. But if you can get an entire cash out instead, it's way better. That's why playing ballsy kind of has a negative consequence of it, unless you're really good at it. But obviously, since you're new normally, if you are watching this as a new player, it's probably best you stay a bit further back, but play quite offensively, but not too offensively. So, see here, I'm going to get rezzed, and we're going to go onto another vault. We are winning the match, we're in first place, so we don't have to panic too much. We're normally quite fine here, there's not really too many issues going on. You'll see I'm walking quite slowly because I was actually sorting something out under my desk here. But we go in, I climb up. Remember, the heavy might be slow, but you could still jump quite high. Jumping up there is really easy. Really easy actually. Place down dome shield. I didn't die as quick there because of the dome shield. I still die due to the gas had obviously been shot by the light running into it. But I was able to lower the light before I died, which is a lot better than what if I didn't throw the dome shield down. So, another thing that's going on here is I'm using the mesh shield for the first time this match actually. I should use it a lot more. Just to make this light feel scared and push away, which is a really good use of it. Obviously I should have used it a lot more this match. I didn't for some reason. I was kind of very scared of using it because I didn't want to get too reliant on it. You should never get too reliant on any gadget. But here you go, Dome Shield, perfect application of throwing it down, getting a kill, and getting another kill because they couldn't lower me because I threw down the Dome Shield. I do die here, I believe, but another Mesh Shield application so I don't die before the very end of the match. And we do get a very good win. Another clip. This is a different clip from the first actual round of the game, where I get revived a bit midway through here by my team. And you'll see, I respawn, sorry I didn't get revived. Wrong clip, thinking the wrong clip. And I respawn, and obviously I'm panicking thinking of how to go up there, because if that cash out goes, we are way behind in the match. So, obviously, I keep pushing, I get up, I go forward, and instead of going fully, I throw a Dome Shield down in preparation, gun down whoever's running past. So obviously, I'm playing quite offensively here, because obviously this cash out needs to stay as ours. But, lucky for me, no one tried to take it, everything went well. So obviously, I climb up, try to get in a better position, so if anyone actually tries to shoot us, I will be fine. He is a medium, I believe, oh sorry, a light, and I instantly, me and my team sandwich him, and he dies. That's really good teamwork from two people who haven't got a clue what the other's thinking. So, that's a good way of playing around your team. Like, always sandwich enemies. Like, they can't defend from both angles. No heavy can, nothing can, apart from the Dome Shield, but the Dome Shield isn't very tanky. It's mostly like a quick thing. Here, you'll see, I'm going behind the enemy to try to sandwich them again. This was a really bad move, if I'm honest, because I get a lot of damage, but I only secure one kill, blow myself up in a panic, and my teammate struggles to clean up. He does in the end, because he revives our teammate here. But in the end, we only lost a life for no reason, when I could have played a lot safer and actually got a bit more out of it, and more pressure and more defense. But overall, this is a really good clip on the tank playstyle. Front line, but also able to sandwich and flank every now and then, since you are a one-man army and a one-man punching bag. So, that's mostly all for the showcase today. I want to see if you like this type of guide. So if you did like this type of guide, drop a like, comment on what you liked about it and what you didn't like. Maybe you don't like me yapping so much, maybe you'd prefer the more smaller cut content with like all the words. Anyways, I'm glad you watched it. I'm glad you've enjoyed it if you've watched to the very end. I hope you did enjoy it, unless you want to hate me that bad, which I'm impressed by the way, if you do. Have a good one, and peace out.